There was once a young man, restless, ambitious, tired. He had read every self-help book, watched all the motivational videos, tried journaling, vision boards, even cold showers. But still, he was lost. One night, after a panic attack in his dark apartment, he decided to leave everything behind. No phone, no plan. He packed a small bag and took a train to nowhere. Days later, he found himself in a quiet village, surrounded by hills and a river that whispered ancient truths. There, by that river, sat an old monk, cross-legged, eyes closed, still as stone. The young man watched him for hours. Finally, he asked, "Why do you just sit here every day? Don't you get bored?" The monk opened his eyes and smiled gently. "When I sit, I meet myself, and I listen." The young man scoffed. "I've done meditation. I want real answers, real success, not just sitting." The monk paused, then said, "Come back tomorrow." The next day, the monk gave him a task. "Fetch water from the river, but don't spill a single drop." The young man filled the clay pot and focused intensely, step by careful step, until he returned, proud and dry. "Good," the monk said. "Now, tell me, what did you see along the way?" The young man hesitated. I don't know. I was focused on the water." The monk nodded. "Exactly. You were too focused on your goal to notice the world, the trees, the birds, the sunlight dancing on the leaves. That's how you live. Always chasing, never seeing." The young man felt a strange silence inside. That day he didn't speak. He just sat. And the sitting became deeper than all the books he had ever read. Days passed. No talking, no proving, just being. In the quiet, he began to notice things, the sound of his breath, the thoughts that came and went like clouds, the river, always flowing, never asking permission, never rushing. One morning the monk told him, "You seek peace as if it's a destination, but peace is what remains when the seeking stops. Let go of who you think you should be, and return to what you've always been." The young man closed his eyes, and for the first time he felt it, the gap between thoughts, the space between breaths, pure, still, alive. Not happiness, not sadness, just awareness. That moment was his spiritual awakening, not fireworks, no voice from the sky, just coming home. After weeks, he said goodbye to the monk. "I feel like I've wasted years chasing things," he said. The monk smiled. Even the wandering was part of the path. "But now you know, the river doesn't try to arrive. It simply flows." As the young man walked away, he noticed everything. The way wind touched the grass, the feeling of earth beneath his feet. He was not changed. He was returned to the stillness that had always been waiting. This is not just a story. It is a reflection, a spiritual awakening story for those who are tired of noise, for those who ache for stillness, and for those who are ready to remember. You don't have to go to the mountains. You don't have to find a monk. Stillness lives inside you, under the chaos, under the need to chase and prove. There is peace, always waiting. You just need to stop and listen. Let this spiritual awakening story remind you that the journey isn't outward, it's inward. You already are what you've been searching for, and once you remember that, you can finally be free.